Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Good News Podcast. Today, we're going to continue our Unsung Heroes series, looking at someone who I refer to in this conversation and really believe it's true, a legend in Brampton, in downtown Brampton especially. This is a conversation with Sheila Edwards, and Sheila is one of those people. She's one of the hardest working people I have ever met. She sees a need, as you hear in this conversation, she sees a need, and she absolutely responds to it. Not only does she respond to it, but she goes and gets resources, and she invites other people to join her. So instead of just herself, it's her and her family and teams of people that lead the way, serving some of the most marginalized in our city. I love Sheila. I am just continue to be inspired by her life and the way that God has wired her up. Friends, get ready. This is someone who has helped people in our city for years and continues to do that. She has a huge heart. I hope you really enjoy and are inspired by this conversation with Sheila Edwards. Let's dive in. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Good News Podcast and part of our series on Unsung Heroes. Unbelievably grateful to have Sheila Edwards here today. For me, Sheila's not only a friend and part of our church here at NBUC, but for me, Sheila is really legendary in our city. And I really mean that. The work that Sheila does and has done for years is incredible. And so much of it just happens. It just happens, and people don't know. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to share this today and also give thanks for the people like Sheila who are unsung heroes. We hope this series motivates and encourages us to be thanking and appreciating people who we just often don't hear or even see their work, but it's huge stuff and it really matters. Sheila, I just want to start with thank you. Thank you for the amazing person, worker, generous helper that you are. You have served the city for years and often serving people who many others would never know, sometimes even exist. So let's just start there. Tell us about some of the work that you've been doing, particularly downtown Brampton, for years now, and the work that you continue to do today.
So I started at Sir Winston Churchill, walking and helping people get to the fairground, which was at McMurtry. It shut down, so I decided with a few other people to gather 200 pairs of skates. Canadian Tire sharpened them. So that was an outing for Sir Winston Churchill to go to Gage Park. So we had a team that some drove there to take the skates and others just walked with the school. Then we started the Breakfast Club at Sir Winston, and I think that encouraged a few people at North Bramalea, and they started a Breakfast Club at Massey, I believe it was.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I got an award with the school board as we ran the clothing exchange here, and I opened up the 2 clothing exchange per year at Sir Winston. So I was on the PT parent,
Okay. Yeah.
and I ran in baked goods and all through the years of my daughter attending school. So then my boys were born. My husband died when they were 1, so that gave up my job because he had cancer, and I became tripling the volunteering back then with a part-time job at Regen. Did that, and still I'm doing it, but left Regen in 2018, but didn't change how I volunteer there. Carol Gray, if you guys know Carol Gray, she used to do the Portuguese chicken that was next door to the Journey. And Carol Gray got an opportunity to be a PSW in free training in Scarborough. So she packed up and left and gave me the whole chicken run of 6 days a week.
Wow.
So I found people, I found places where the chicken, to this day, I still do a chicken run Tuesday and Friday. A chicken run is I can make meals for a particular building that has high support that we adopted as Christmas and Easter outreach. And a second building, and it's like I'll go behind the beer store where the tents were. The merry-go just shut down on Friday, so I'm trying to find out where everybody from the merry-go locked up and shut down. So all the people that lived at the merry-go are either on the streets or Wilkinson, wherever.
So you literally are serving people who often don't have a home, or certainly living in
Many times, yeah.
or living in places that is just minimal for sure, as far as what people have as far as resources. What you see things that probably most people don't, because of where God has taken you to help out, and what do you see maybe that would surprise people? Because I don't know that everyone realizes sometimes the need that is here within our own city when we're living, in our homes, in our subdivisions, wherever we may be. We don't all see what you sometimes get to see.
Well,
and
Regen, Regen, I say is just awesome because they have the showers,
Yeah.
the laundry, and the free clothes. So out there, I just see that there's 6 or 7 people trying to share a tent. They can be shut down, they can be tore down, they can be moved and then start all over with nothing. So we have people that supply all over again, some tents, some sleeping bags. I see sometimes so sad. Somebody's spent 5 years waiting for their name to go in sort of supportive housing, and they get in and they pass away like 3 days later. That's something that really touches the heart. Where wow, they think everything's came to them and it's just fell apart.
I see and feel the emotion, and yeah, just appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sheila, there's no question that the depth of care God has blessed you with, and I suspect sometimes it feels like a burden, but with this really big heart where you just care so much that you what I observe is you can't help but do something. And I just think that's really awesome. I'm just really grateful for the way God has wired you up. Could you tell us a bit about that? Where does that come from? Like what I see in you is you see a need and you act on it. You don't just let it go. You don't just look around it, and we've named a few already. I know the longer we talk, the more we'll remember. There's just so many things that you do in your day life over the years that you've done, where again you just see a need. People don't have skates; they haven't learned to skate, so you go get skates and you get them sharpened, and you take all these people skating. And there's just one example of many, but where does that come from? This seeing the need and doing something about it, acting on it.
I think it was my own lifestyle. Sad to say, I was thrown out at 14, so I knew what it was like to be on the streets, and I really worked hard, and I got 2 jobs, and then part-time nanny. So it was 3 jobs for many years, and I just say that as things went, and from a full-time person working with a wonderful job, high pay, and traveling each year. I've been to Hawaii, I've been to Bahamas, I've been all over in those first 15 years that I worked until I had a child and my husband left. So it was a wake-up call that that wasn't important. There's a lot of stuff going on out there that my eyes weren't open to it. And then the second was when I had the boys and quit the second job that I had for 9 years. And it's like, this is where I'm meant to be, more than working and making money. The part-time was great, and the volunteering was more hours than ever than working.
Yeah, no, and like our city really wouldn't be what it is without you. I just really want you to know that, Sheila. Yeah,
thank you. My biggest blessing was when I got baptized. You go to a bit of a course, and they say, what caused you to bring you here? And I really, really deeply thought about it, and I thought, there's no other way to say it. It was death that brought me life in Jesus. My husband died. I had twins that were 1, and big change. And for the good.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. You get people that say, well, if that's what happened, right? And I'm like, what happened.
Hmm.
And I couldn't be blessed with this.
Yeah, for you, it sounds like, Sheila, I think for many of us, it is that way. That there's a before and after. That when through a very difficult situation, death itself, actually, you encounter Jesus in a way that has blessed and transformed your life. I'm so grateful for that, Sheila. How does that relationship with Jesus, how does that impact the way you live and why you do what you do, and even how you do it? How are those things connected? Your faith and this incredible way that you volunteer, bless, serve, give to so many people in our city.
I probably laugh every day when I go to do something. It always becomes hours or the whole day. It's like another day, another week, another month, another year, and it just rolls. COVID was totally just off the wall for me. Apparently, they laid off the full-time custodian. I was only Saturday and Sunday, and I just wanted to keep busy. And you couldn't leave Brampton. We were in lockdown, so I went in the church and started doing a little cleaning. A little became a lot. A little became Google. A little became, how do I stain that? How do I fix that? What can I do to make this look good? And all of a sudden, the whole church chapel was completely stained and redone. And, oh, you're good at that? And I'm like, I wasn't totally amazing at Google. And plus, I met people from Toronto that came to outreach. They wanted to know, but if they come Saturday afternoon to by the church to find out, I can hear the doorbell ring and I go to it. They want to find out where the people are because there's nobody at the church. So I would spend hours with them and take them around to people. So as we speak today, we've had Giving Without Expectations. They started off with giving like 10, 15 bags of sandwiches. They serve 85 to 100 people on Saturday morning. And we have another truck that comes Sunday afternoon that serves across the street from the church as well with lunches and that and homemade soup. So this was all in the connection of just seeing someone, taking them around, and they love it. I want a second place to drop off. Yeah,
it's amazing because the need is so great, and it's never done. Sheila, do you ever get tired? Because honestly, there's so much that you do, and you carry a lot of weight in some ways in caring for all these incredible people who you love and serve. Do you ever what's that like for you as far as do you ever get tired, and what do you do when you're tired, and how do you take care of yourself within all of this as well?
Well, in 2020, after all the work I did at the church, they know I like camping, and the church with the United Church of Canada, they have Wise and Wonderful, and they decided to give me a little gift if I wanted it, and I went away. I think 5-hour drive to this Wise and Wonderful. And I did it again last year, and I'll do it again this week.
Cool.
A place where, what did I do? So even if it's 1 week or some days, I just take a day off.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Call it a movie day.
Nice. Well, you deserve those days too, because we want you to be healthy and strong for the long haul, because what you do is so important. You mentioned your boys, David and Kevin. So on top of being an incredible volunteer in our city, serving some of the most marginalized that we have, you also have raised two incredible young men, and David and Kevin, and I love them both. I know you do too. You've been through so much together, the three of you, Sheila, and I know. Talk about you being an unsung hero as far as serving so many people in our city as you do, seeing those needs and meeting them and rallying other people. Like, you've also given other people opportunities to serve because you bring people with you, which is very, very cool. But you also, maybe even or more importantly, you've raised two boys, and it hasn't been easy through losing your husband and all that. What has that role been like for you as a mom? And how from, as you look back now, what are you most proud of and grateful for, and how that has all played out?
It it was a long row.
Mm-hmm.
Besides coming to North Bramley, I did go to a church once a month, Pastor Seek. Totally amazing. He baptized them with a couple other gentlemen in El Dorado, the river, which was immersed, and they were 12. So that was totally amazing. Where my boys are at today to wear, but my boys have always followed me around, whether it was a clothing exchange here when they were 6 years old, 7, 8, 9, to the point where COVID happened and our outreach for Christmas was shut down. Well, there was no way I was not going to shut it down, not for my ability, because I do go there throughout the week too. So first of all, the boys were on board, and I got the people across the street. And last year, we did not only 2 apartment buildings, we did the church, Ukraine church for newcomers. We did 9 families that just came from Ukraine like a month ago. We served them. This was on Christmas Day, and we went to St. Elizabeth Fry, and we went to the family resource. We got food from the whole shipment of food from Fertino's. So it took about 6 cars to pick up this shipment.
Oh my gosh.
I have photos. It's just incredible. And then we did a repeat for Easter. And because this is a long weekend, I think long weekends when nobody else picks up, we're the ones to call. So I got that on board with Giving Without Expectation. But it was Giving Without Expectation. They had no name then. They were just people I met on the street that helped me for the 2 years during COVID.
Wow.
And not one person in that apartment got COVID. So I said, if somebody's got COVID, we're not coming.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Yeah. Incredible. That story reminds me of another, and again, there's so many things that you've been involved in over the years, Sheila. We could write a book, actually. It would be very amazing to me. But tell us a bit about the ministry that you did with Henderson Place. On Christmas days, you maybe still do. I'm not sure.
I'm still doing it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's,
the Giving Without Expectation. And like this year, Marg and her son called me up and said, we want to do it. We want to do it.
Okay.
It's a small place, but now we go door to door. So Henderson, are we 17 years or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and people may not know. People may not know what Henderson Place is. Yeah,
my brother has come from Cam H. My brother had jumped over the Humber Bridge and shattered arms and legs, and he had a separation with his wife and got depressed.
Yeah.
And so I was finding him a nursing home, and thank God that July 1st that year, Henderson opened. And so we went to Henderson, and I noticed nobody came out. So I invited myself. I did a couple caregiving courses with Henderson so I could better take care and help my brother. So Thanksgiving came, and I asked if I paid $10, could I just be here for the dinner downstairs to get my brother out and start talking to people, right? Because I see everybody doesn't come out of their room.
Yeah.
So that happened Thanksgiving. So in November, I sort of was curious. So what do you do at Christmas? And they said, well, we will have the dinner a week before, and then basically they're on their own. And this is when Jamie, in front of the church, says, we're looking for outreach. You have any ideas? And I suggested Henderson, and Jamie says, it's yours.
It's a great idea,
I'm
Sheila.
like, my kids are so young. And that's how it began.
That's awesome.
At that time, for many, many years, we used to, and I think it was the longest outreach that happened. Lots of people took cookies. Well, we took food and we mingled, and we were there. Some people were there for 3 hours. Some people, I have to do dinner. But it was the longest place where your parents came? Yeah. So everybody got a taste of it, but it was always limited because their room isn't big, and let's have only 5 people in there catering. But yeah, it's been awesome. Now it's like we knock at the doors, and lots of changes. There were a lot of bad spells where police were involved, and because stuff happens. Life happens. That's what I call it.
Serious pain and issues.
So it was like, we are going to be there, and you're going to see this, but they're still human beings, and they still got to be loved.
Yeah. Well, as you're talking, Sheila, I'm thinking about Jesus's invitation to be the light, in a darkened world. And you have been and continue to be in so many ways in your home, and certainly in our city, in these places that many people don't realize even exist, let alone the depth of need. But you have been just a shining light. So thank you so much. Would love to say a prayer of thanks for the work that you have done and continue to do. I hope that you can do for a long time, because our city's better because of the way God's working through you. Yeah. Thanks, Sheila. Let's pray. Yeah, oh God, we thank and praise you for these amazing ways that your light shines through Sheila. Thank you for the places that you have sent her over the years and continue to, the Henderson places and the underneath bridges and behind beer stores where people are living and struggling and trying to survive. And Sheila has fed and nurtured and cared for people in ways that absolutely brings this light and hope of yours into this sometimes darkened world. So we thank you and praise you for that. Thank you for her beautiful boys, Kevin and David, and the incredible young men that they have come. We give you thanks for Sheila. We appreciate her, and we think of all those unsung heroes that maybe are in our minds and hearts today as we've heard and listen to this conversation, just to help us to remember to thank and appreciate people, because everything that you do through them is just such an important way to bring hope into this world of yours. So thank you. And we praise you for all this and more. In Jesus' name. Amen. Well, thanks, Sheila, again so much. Yeah, thanks for all that you do. Yep. Yeah, cool. And everyone, thank you for being a part of this conversation. I know I've been personally very moved by the way that God is working through Sheila, and I suspect you are too. So may we all be inspired to do a little more, to have our antennas up and our hearts open to where there are needs, and to respond just like Sheila has, and to invite a few others to join us, because everyone's blessed when we do. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of the Good News Podcast family. God bless you, and hope to be with you again real soon. Friends, as Sheila was talking, I was just, there was like a litany of moments that I've seen over the years that I've known Sheila serving in our city. I'm telling you, you probably caught this. We just captured like the surface of what Sheila has done over the years. But hopefully you caught how significant it is. And that's what I love about this series, Unsung Heroes. People do amazing things like this every day. And we have the opportunity to acknowledge that, to appreciate people like Sheila and thank them. And I know I saw Sheila very moved in this conversation, and grateful for that, because one of our purposes of these conversations is to honor people like Sheila. Just so grateful for the incredible work that she does. In fact, it made me think of other unsung heroes, and hopefully it does for you too. Reach out, say thank you, say we notice, we acknowledge, we appreciate what you do, and it really, really matters. You shine God's light because of who you are and what you do. Just let people know, because we just want to encourage people who are unsung heroes. In fact, again, this conversation made me think of someone who worked with Sheila's boys, David and Kevin. This is Marina McPherson's mother, Anne, and Anne was helping out with our children's ministry. And as Sheila said, it was a tough time when she was raising the boys. They'd gone through so much, and the boys, sometimes sitting up straight and listening wasn't necessarily their go-to. And I know that I've got some boys in our house that was the same for them. And so anyway, what Anne did was Anne just recognized the need, and she got creative, and she said, let's do something different to try to help these incredible young boys connect and be engaged. And so she started an initiative where the boys built birdhouses on Sunday mornings and worked with their hands and got involved. And then they sold the birdhouses and made money and gave it away to, I believe it was World Vision, to a worthy cause. Like it was amazing. And so just grateful for Anne, another unsung hero who we remember as part of our series. Friends, I've been inspired. Hope you have been too. Thanks as always for being a part of the Good News Podcast conversations and the life that we share together. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Good News with Jamie Holtum. If you subscribe, it'll make sure that you get to know every time an episode is released. We appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of all of this. God bless you, and hope to see you again real soon.